So basically, you're on tour with Scala right now. Scala just came out a couple months ago, and basically, how were the songs chosen for the DVD and the CD? How did that come together?
What we did was we just let the rest of the Black Label Nation go, hey guys, what songs would you guys want to, should we put on there or whatever? And everybody just like said, oh man, we dig this one, we dig that one. Whether it was, Book of Shadows stuff or P&G stuff or whatever. They said, Dan, Zakk, put this on and that. And I said, all right, no problem, I said, if somebody were to hear Black Label, they go, what would you guys want to hear or whatever? And they go, and they pretty much all the songs that we listed on there, I just go, then hell with it. Just put, that's what they want to hear, just put that on. The nation has spoken. So, that's about it. And then they, and we include on the DVD and the CD, there's a little piece of rock that is inside, so they can feel the presence of the rock.
It's all about the rock. This whole conversation's turned into one big rock. What's the plans for the next release? I know you guys have problems with Roadrunner. Can you explain the departure with that?
No, it's just, I put it this way. I mean, all the labels that I've ever been with, the thing is, I still have relationships with all these people. They're all good guys. So it's just like, no, it's just one of those things where it's just like a baseball team like right now with Halliday, they're talking about with Toronto getting rid of him. He's the best pitcher in baseball, man. You know what I mean? So it's just like, but they're gonna see what they can get for him. I mean, it's just a business thing. It has nothing to do with because they don't like, I mean, the reason why we traded you, but we know you've been pounding the warden for the last 6.5 months, and you did that behind my back, which wasn't kind of cool. But I mean, I would have liked to join in. You know what I mean? But it's just like, but I mean, actually, I got to be honest with you. She still had a smile on her face. She still does. So anyway, I got to give you that 20 when we get done with this thing, okay? But no, so it's no big deal. I mean, with the record companies, it's just like we're talking with other people right now, and they're super cool people. So it doesn't, I mean, with that stuff, I never even get really involved because I couldn't care less as long as you're still making music. You know what I mean? And so that's never going to stop. You know what I mean?
So when can we expect the next release? Are you working on the material right now? I know it's kind of like you're working on the Ozzy stuff. Are you also working on the BLS stuff?
No, once we start touring and everything like that, usually most of the time it's just like as soon as we get in the studio, because everything just sounds slamming and you just start getting inspired when you get in there. You know what I mean? So because everything just sounds awesome and everything like that. Drums sound amazing, the guitar sounds slamming, and because when you're out on the road, you're so focused doing what you're doing when you're out on the road. That's a job at hand. It's that thing. But when you get in the studio, it's just like everything. I don't sit around like how these bands, it takes them like 10 months to make an album or 4 years to make a record. Because after 4 years, I mean, Black Label, what did we make, 7 albums in 8 years or whatever? You know what I mean? And it's just like, and did 2 DVDs, live DVDs, and toured the whole time. You know what I mean? So as soon as I get in the studio, you just knock it out and get it done with and get out of there, It's just like, being with your mortal beloved, the Black Label barrier of 6 seconds. You break it, you do it, you get out, man.
So what do we expect? Okay, like I was saying, but getting back to, are we going to see new material, say, by sometime mid-2010 for you guys? Or is it going to be kind of like you got to concentrate on the Ozzy stuff, do that? Or is it going to be a mix, or are you going to try to do both?
Well, no, we're supposed to tour with the boss. I guess it was going to be in June, was when the real tour was supposed to start. But I mean, aside of that, I was going to go in the studio after we get done finishing Oz's record. Just right after that, I mean, I don't like sitting around. I don't go on vacations. You know what I mean? So the whole thing is, there are no Saturdays or Sundays in Black Label. So the whole thing is, on Sunday we can go to church and then right off to the Irish Tavern right after that. But I mean, aside of that, but exactly. But no, just. No, I just go right in the studio and we'll start working on the next record, you know what I mean? I mean, why not, And then either start touring and then pick up with the boss, with Oz in June,
So like maybe I was looking at another Ozfest possibly in 2010?
That's up to Mom. She's the one that takes care of all that stuff, you know what I mean? They just tell me to show up.
You participated in Guitar Hero last year. How was? What's your opinion on that? Do you like the kids like getting into that? I mean, do you have an opinion?
I think it's awesome. I mean, because it'll inspire some kid thinking to get the next, Jimi Hendrix, the next Eddie Van Halen, the next Randy Rhoads out of this thing. You know what I mean? More power to you. Because eventually, it's great playing the game, but then eventually, if a kid's like, man, I really want to start playing guitar, like for real. You know what I mean? It's just like, that's an awesome thing. You know what I mean?
A lot of artists actually, when they play that game, they get really kind of like they have a hard time, obviously, because when you're a musician, you know, doing the chords is totally different from actually playing the guitar itself, and they have a problem. So, have you ever played it? And you know, how good are you at it?
No, I suck, bro. I mean, I get my head. Even my sons came up to me and they just go, "Hey, Dad, we just kicked your ass in guitar." And I go, I said,
your
you know,
song too, right?
No, yeah, exactly. And I just go, you know what? All right, you smart ass. I go pick up the real thing. I said, and we'll see what happens. You know what I mean?
You're going to be in an upcoming episode of Bones. Can you know, what's your, you know, acting? Are you excited about doing some acting or no?
It's not a TV show. It's actually it's a movie.
A movie?
Yeah, it's a movie called Bones. But it's about some kid that's he's a musician and everything like that. And I'm like his mentor and everything like that. Like I'm an older dude, But it's like it's when we were working on it, I had a great time when we were working on it. But it's like really cool. It's like this dark type thing, with dealing with a kid, but it's dealing with like a lot of dark stuff with drugs and people getting murdered and all this other stuff. So, but I just come in there and do dishes, laundry, that kind of stuff. So pretty basically what I do with Black Label and Ozzy. You know what I mean?
So, what can we expect this movie to be out with you in it?
I'm not sure. I mean, when I actually just got done shooting all my scenes before we came up here to do rehearsals and everything like that. So I'm sure they're obviously going to edit the movie, and then they got to do. I think I'm going to be doing a soundtrack to it as well. So we'll see how that goes. Because this way they could send it nowadays with the computers and everything. They could send me the scenes. Right. I see what they like. Zach, can you write some a piano thing or write a guitar thing for this thing or whatever? It's like no problem.
So looks like a big year for you next year, 2010. Ozzy, Black Label with the movie coming out. So you're gonna be all over the place, looking sexy, I might add, right? Doing the sexy thing.
Apparently, I've been working on the glutes extensively. It's amazing I could sit down on this couch.